Hello everybody and welcome to your daily focus tarot for Sunday the 22nd of May. In your money, career, and job growth, what you should focus on. We have the Queen of Wands. Look at the sun and the sunflower there. Yeah, just the light. And the flowers in her hair. She almost looks like she has a sun around her as her collar. So this is talking about your money growing through your creativity and where your passion lies. It's almost like her passion is the sun, and she's got the sun behind her, and her passion is growing these flowers. But the flowers could be anything that sparks your creative juices, your creative flow, anything you vibe with. So where does your passion lie? Focus on that in terms of making your money. Now the Three of Swords, it's normally thought of as the heartbreak card for obvious reasons. This one, it almost looks like the sword, like the heart is on a pedestal, or like an artist's an easel. And the swords, there's two stabbing in each lobe from the top and one stabbing from the bottom. And all three swords are identical. But this card can also talk about deception. It can be deception from other people, or it can be self-deception. So when you're looking about where your passion is and where your creativity is, take a look at where you might be deceiving yourself in terms of your career or in terms of your finances. This also looks, kind of this shape around the edge looks like a where you put the key to put it in the lock for the door. It almost looks like a keyhole towards this heart. So focus on where you might be deceiving yourself. You're going to get justice. Karma is coming in from you. The feather is over here on the side in this deck, and the scales are quite small compared to her sword, compared to her ability to cut through the BS. And this knowledge, the owl here, the wisdom. So her scales, how do I want to say this? Her scales are important. They need to balance, but they're less important than her cutting wisdom. They're less important than her discernment. This I always think of as being like a canopic jar, where it's got the organs, because this card is very Egyptian to me, very ancient Egyptian to me, with the balancing of the scales. And most decks only hint at it with the feathers. They only hint at that mythology, where your heart must balance with the weight of a feather on the scales when you die, in order for you to go on to the afterlife, in order for you to achieve eternal happiness, eternal glory, as some cultures would call it. And she does look like she's just kind of, I can't tell if her eyes are rolled up in her head because she's almost in a trance-like state, or if she's just like, I'm so done with everybody and everything. Sometimes it gives me that impression with this card. Other times it's like she's channeling. She's, you know, trying to get in contact with the higher space. And sometimes it's like she's just, no, I'm done. And then we have the Fool. So once you look at where your passion lies and how you're using that creativity and that passion, and where you're deceiving yourself and how you're deceiving yourself, and then you get justice, you get karma, you get that balancing out of the scales, then you get your new start, the Fool. You get that leap, that new beginning. You get, the universe is wide open to you. The sun is beaming down on you, warming you. You've got loyalty, you've got the wind, you've got everything you could think of in this new start. And you're gonna have to use your intuition when weighing up making this decision. You're gonna have to use your intuition. She is blindfolded in making this decision. Sometimes I feel like these Two of Swords cards are like people are gonna behead themselves with like a sword on each side. So don't behead yourself by being blinded. Use your intuition. Make this decision. Make this choice with the Lovers here towards what your passion is, towards what you value. Get your values into alignment. And I think I said this yesterday with your career and how you make money, monetized hobbies, how you handle your money. Get it into alignment with what you want to achieve, with where you want to go in life. So that was your money focus. In your personal life, we have the World. And the World is the final destination. It's completion of a cycle. It's integration. She's got the laurel wreath of victory and of peace. She's got the 4 astrological signs that are also direction signs: the north, the south, the east, and the west. And this is basically not only an ending but a new beginning. Like I said, the completion and the integration. And in order to get there, we have to balance. We have the 2 of Pentacles, the juggling, the infinity symbol, or the figure 8, as some people like to think of it. She's doing so much juggling here that her hair is kicking up behind her in the breeze. That's how fast she's spinning these pentacles, these jobs or worldly possessions, money. You can think of pentacles as coins. You can think of them as people too. She's spinning them so fast her hair is going up in the breeze behind her. And she doesn't really, she's generating her own waves. She doesn't really have the ability to put them down. She's constantly dancing. And so this is also talking about adaptability. And you could be looking at, where you're juggling too much. And is the world really worth juggling that much stuff? Is it worth juggling that fast? We have Temperance, and Temperance is talking about needing to balance and re-examine your purpose and your priorities. And you see that she's got these 2 cups, and the water is flowing in between them. It's not touching the ground. It's not falling on either of these flowers. It's flowing perfectly in between these cups, and it's not quite a figure 8, but almost. So she's got these pentacles, this physical stuff. Now she's got it turned into emotional and spiritual stuff, intellectual stuff that's flowing. And she's not juggling it, she's transferring it now. And that's where you want to be heading. You want to transfer it from one side to the other, rather than being constantly having to move about, to dance, to juggle. You want stuff in your life to flow. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And she's talking about your emotions being in a stable sense of flow, using your intuition to get them there. The fish are circling around behind her like a halo. And you see her hair flowing and her garments flowing. You see the water. Here's the one giant cup sitting on the seashell. And the other cup, she's holding it steadily in front of her heart. Instead of having one cup in each hand, she's now got one cup in both hands. And she's holding it very steady underneath and with the stem. And you notice the water is very calm in both cups. The seahorses are evenly spaced on either side of her. And they're talking about stability. They're talking about having a more stable life. The Four of Cups is talking about contemplation. You may need to meditate. It can also talk about apathy. You know, he could be ignoring this cup here, the one that has the wings. The one that Temperance is using. He could be ignoring it, or maybe he's just not aware that it's there yet. So it can talk about apathy, or it can talk about reevaluation. You know, open up your eyes and see what's right in front of you so that you can grab it. I find this one interesting because it's also got 4 roots for this tree at the bottom, and he's kind of sitting spread out over all 4 roots, like he's trying to cover his bases, quite literally. Whereas these cups, there's 2 over here together, and there's one sitting almost directly in front of him. And it's like the cups, this root has 2 cups, this root has 1 cup, this root has none, and then this root has none. But maybe this cup belongs to one of these other 2 roots that have none. We just don't know yet. And they're roots of the tree of life. So you need to open your eyes, look around, you know, reevaluate what's around you. And then we had the Ace of Swords. It almost looks like it's in the upright here, but it's not. This is the upright. The sword has the crown. The golden hand, the hand with the Midas touch, is reaching for it. When it's in the reverse, it almost looks like it's pulling the sword out of the crown. Like it's taking the nasty, cutting thoughts and it's pulling them out of the brain, out of the soul, out of the, the mind, the head, where the crown would sit. So it's a lot of symbolism here. And with it being in reverse, it can talk about insecurity, crisis, and the need to rethink an idea that maybe you're a little confused about or you're not entirely clear on. So it really ties in with the Four of Cups and meditating, with getting yourself, your emotional house back to a stable place, back to flowing instead of this chaotic juggling, in order to achieve your destination, your peace of mind. So there's the Temperance is in a cups, but there's two cups and a sword. So there's, emotional and mental healing that you should focus on. You might also want to do a cleansing ritual or just a bath or shower where you sit and you meditate, and as the water is flowing away from you and flowing off you, you imagine the light coming over you and all the nasty thoughts, all the nasty emotions and feelings draining down the drain with the water. The water is cleansing them off of you. And let them go. Let the negativity go. Don't hold on to it. You don't need it. You do need to sit down and reevaluate, and your career and your finances, monetized hobbies, things like that, how you spend your money does tie into your personal life. It does have an effect on what is going on. If you're like, oh, I don't have time to make food. I'm so busy. I'm working 12-hour shifts, or I'm working, an 8-hour shift, and then I go to a second job and work a 4-hour shift. And so I have to buy fast food all the time because I don't have the energy to cook, and I don't have the energy to figure out what to make or how to eat healthy. That's affecting your body, it's affecting your mind and your spirit, and it's affecting your finances. You're not going to be able to reach your goals. You're not going to be in this alignment, this balance to have your new start, because you're too busy juggling. You're not able to get in the flow. You're not able to have this calm tranquility. So reevaluation is necessary, and today is a good day to reevaluate what you value in your life and whether or not you're spending time on what you value, you're spending your energy on it and your money, or whether you're spending your money and your energy, your time, your soul on stuff that you don't value, stuff that you don't need. Maybe you don't need to be doing all of the things that you're doing. I'm not saying you don't need to work, 2 jobs. if you need to work 2 jobs, but maybe you could look at finding one job that pays better and doesn't work you to death. I'm sure you've considered that, but that's just a thought. There's only so long you can do that, and I've been there. There's only so long you can do that, and your body will start to rebel, and your finances will start to rebel, and you'll just, you won't be happy with your life anymore. So it's time to reevaluate. Time to reevaluate all things financial and things in your personal life. What you want to achieve and where you want to go. And really, you're the only person who can answer that for yourself. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. I hope this has given you a little bit of encouragement and insight. I'll see you tomorrow.